Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on my channel. This week we're going to be talking about footwork, why it matters, how to improve it, and how to turn footwork into something that really just becomes second nature as you play. Footwork is so crucial in pickleball because it makes everything else that much easier. If you use your footwork to get into the perfect position, then hitting that shot will become a lot easier. In general, there are 3 tips that I like to talk about when improving footwork. You can think of them as the 3 S's: small steps, square up, and stay low. There are a few reasons why it makes sense to take much smaller steps on a pickleball court as opposed to longer ones. For one, it allows for more micro adjustments, meaning that I can take really small steps in order to just perfectly get in position to hit a shot. Additionally, the pickleball court itself is small enough that there's not a real need to take big steps like there would be in, say, football. When our opponents are hitting a shot, we want to make sure that our feet are really squared up to them, so that way we're in the perfect position to hit that return. This might seem obvious if a ball is coming straight on, but it also applies if your opponent is hitting from an angle. On this shot, my opponent is pulled off the court, so I'm going to make sure that my feet are squared up to them, so that way when they hit a shot back to me, I'm ready for it. This final tip, staying low, has a lot more to do with your knees than it actually does with your feet, but I still wanted to include it because staying low is critical in pickleball. Staying low puts us in a position to hit a lot of shots that are coming at our feet, and it also makes it so we don't really have to flail for shots or really reach for them. So if we combine the 3 S's, small steps, square up, and stay low, we're going to be doing everything that we can to make sure that our footwork is putting us in a position to win pickleball games, not lose them.
Hi! My biggest footwork struggle is that I find it hard to move backwards when I'm playing. How can I fix that?
That's a great question, and I actually think that you hit on something that a lot of pickleball players feel uncomfortable with in the game, which is backwards movement. If this is the case, you can do one of 2 things. You can either turn around so you don't have to backpedal for the ball, or you can just make sure that if a ball goes over your head, your partner knows to slide over and take that shot for you.
So my biggest footwork struggle is stepping into the kitchen when I hit volleys. What can I do to correct this?
Of course. So when you're hitting a volley or an overhead, try to step sideways with the same foot that you're going to be hitting that shot with, meaning like this, instead of stepping with your opposite foot like you might in tennis. For this drill, we're going to be practicing the 3 S's all in the same drill. The drill is going to require 4 players, 2 who are going to be completing the drill and then 2 who are going to be feeding. So in this drill, one player is going to start back at the baseline. They're going to take small, quick steps up to the kitchen line where they're then going to hit a split step. Once they do that, the player on the other side of the net is going to feed them a low shot that they're going to have to bend down for to hit that volley. Once that player comes up to the kitchen line, they're going to have to square up to whichever of the 2 players is going to feed them the first volley. After they do that, they're going to have to turn their feet and square up to the second player who will also feed them a volley. After they've hit 2 volleys, their partner will now go through the same drill, and then the 2 teams will switch roles and the feeders will become the hitters. Drill number 2 is a Ryobi from Lowe's, and you'll see that I'm using it to hang up this handy pickleball flyer for the channel. So if you or anybody you know is interested in helping to promote the channel, become a Pickleball Guy brand ambassador, shoot me a message on Instagram @thepickleballguy, and I'll get you some flyers. Alright everybody, that wraps up this week's video. Thank you so much for the continued support. I really hope that these videos are helpful and that week after week you're learning something new that can improve your pickleball game. Thank you all so much, and I will see you next week.